Yo, what's up guys, I'm Yannick from the Producer School, and in this video I'm going to create a full techno track within 1 hour. I'm going over all the aspects of a techno track, such as the drums, mixing, arrangement, sound selection, vocals and much more. And hopefully after this video you have a better understanding how you can make a techno track yourself. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and with that being said, let's get straight into the video. All the sounds that I'm using in this video come from our brand new techno pack called Inferno, and it's an amazing sound library for techno containing serum presets, samples, vocals, kick cracks and much more. And if you want to check it out and support our channel, then click the link over here or go to the link in the description, which goes to our website, theproducerschool.com. The first thing I'm going to do is to set the tempo to 135 BPM. That's a pretty solid BPM for techno. And I want to start with the drums because this lays the foundation for the techno track. Let's search for the kick first. Might be the most important part of a track. So let's go to kicks in the pack and let's look for one. This one sounds great, I think. Let's put it in there, create a nice pattern. Let me turn up the volume real quick. I want to tweak this kick a little bit, so let's put it in a mixer channel and let's start adding some effects. I want to remove a little bit of the attack, and I'm going to do that with a transient processor. It's just really easy. You can put up the attack or lower it down, and that's what I'm going to do now. Just a little bit. And then let's also add an EQ to remove a little bit more of that high frequency. So we get a really deep techno kick. Let's make it a little bit dirtier by adding some distortion, and I'm going to do it with Decapitator. It's an amazing distortion and saturation plugin by Soundtoys, and it just works on so many sounds. And you have different modes in there, so let's see which one works for this kick. Put up the drive. Different mode is this one. Another one. I actually like the first one. Let's lower down the wet level. Just a little bit. Lower down even further. Right here. A lot of techno tracks have rumble basses, and that's what I'm going to do in this video as well. We also made a video about this, how you can create those rumble basses or rumble kicks, whatever you want to call it. So if you haven't watched it yet, make sure to check it out. But right now I'm going through the full process again of making this rumble kick. So the first thing I'm going to do is create a send channel by going to this arrow over here, like there. And now the signal is doubled, so it's louder. And I'm going to reroute the main kick from the master, so we don't have the output of that main kick. Now it's just a rumble kick. I'm going to apply a reverb to this to create the big like rumble sound. Put the wet level all the way up and the dry level all the way down, and put the decay time around 2 seconds or something. And that's how that sounds right now. I'm going to start playing around with the reverb size and diffusion a little bit later on, because when I'm applying other effects, it will make a bigger difference. So for now, I'm just going to leave it like this. Let's make it mono with the stereo separation knob. Put it all the way to -100. So it's purely mono. Now I'm going to add a camel crusher, and this will just destroy the sound completely, but that's the effect I want to go for. Like that, maybe check out a different preset. Just completely destroying the sound, but we're gonna fix that now, and that's by adding an EQ. Let's create a high cut over here and cut it around like 200 Hertz. Something like this. Nice deep bass sound. Let's turn the kick back on so we can hear what it sounds like. Maybe cut out a little bit more. Let's leave it like this. What I said earlier, now we can start shaping the reverb a little bit more by changing the size and diffusion of the reverb. Let's see how it sounds if we change it like this. You see, you get a different kind of rumble. I actually like this one. And through the reverb tool just makes it really easy to tweak it, because you can tweak this little like chamber over here. Let's leave it like this. Now let's add some more distortion to bring back some of the harmonics from the rumble with Decapitator. Let's see. Definitely adding something. Now the rumble bass is clashing with the kick, and to fix that I'm going to add sidechain compression to this. I'm going to do it with the Fruity limiter. You can also do it with plugins like Kickstart or a volume shaper, but the Fruity limiter gives me a lot of control over the compression. So let's go to the compression tab over here, select the sidechain channel, so that's the main kick. 1. And now it doesn't do anything. Let's first set the ratio to around 2 or something like that. Then we can hear what the compressor is doing. Let's lower down the threshold. So now it's like really pumping. Too much. Tweak the EQ a little bit. That sounds great for the kick. I don't want to spend too much time on it since we only have an hour, and I want to spend some time on the other elements as well. So let's move on. Let's add some industrial ambience to the kick, make it a little bit more techno-ish. This is a track that you can hear in so many tracks, like the track from The Lot to the Bit. They have like this nice noise underneath kick, just in the background. Let's remove some of the low frequencies in there. You can barely hear it, especially when you listen on your phone, I think. But it's adding something. Let's just add some kickstart for sidechaining. Okay, great. Let's copy this kick a few times. We have a 4-bar loop. Make sure it's right here. Let's move on to the next element, and that will be the closed hi-hat loop. I'm going to make this from scratch, so I'm not going to use a hi-hat loop from the pack. But let's create it from scratch right now. Go for a closed hat. This one maybe. We can change it later on. Shorten it. Over here. Let's go into the piano roll and like create a pattern with it. Put up the velocity first. And I want to go for something like this. Now it feels really robotic, and I want to give some human feel to it by tweaking the velocity. And what we also can do is place the second and the fourth a little bit off beat to create a more groove. Just a little bit. Let's see how that sounds together with the kick. I might change it up a little bit more. Let's copy this first. And then over here. I actually don't like the shuffle that it's having. So let's put it back on the grid by quantizing it. Like this. Make it a little shorter. What I'm going to do now is finding the right length of the hat. So when I go to envelope over here, put down everything except the decay. I can change how long I want the hi-hat to be. And I can also automate that, which I will do as well. Let's add some release so it doesn't end that quickly. And as I just said, let's automate the decay of the hat so it opens a little bit more during loop. So at the end of this bar, for instance. That sounds great. Let's put it in the mixer channel and add some effects like reverb and maybe some delay as well. Start with a reverb. To just give it a little bit more room. And let's see if we add a delay. Maybe you can automate this in some way. Put it like this. Let's see. Put the time to 2 maybe or 3. That sounds great actually. So what I'm doing, let's turn off the tempo sync, and in this way I can create a really fast delay time. It's almost sounding like a reverb then when I put it up. Oh wait, put on the delay. And I can automate that to add some more like variation to the head, because otherwise it's getting a little bit boring. Let's turn on the reverb again. And maybe open it up here. Like that. Copy this. That's it for the closed head, I think. Don't want to spend too much time on that as well. Let's go for the open head right now. Let's look for one. This one maybe. Make it shorter. That sounds great. Copying an FL Studio takes a lot of time. That's actually better, I think. And again, I'm trying to find the right length of the hi-hat by trimming down the end. I think that's sounding great. Let's put it in the mixer channel as well. Add some EQ. Reverb. Right. To add some variation to the hi-hat loop, I'm going to add another one, which will play just at the end, I think. Just gives the listener something extra to listen to. Let's pan it maybe to the right. That's cool. And then this one to the left can be cool. Not all the way, but just like 50%. What usually works best for me is to start with a 4 or 8 bar loop. Just add everything in there that I want to have in the track. And then later on, I'm going to deconstruct it and like start building up the track and the arrangement. So that's something that I'm going to do right now. I'm going to add the typical techno sound, which is the Acid 303. Let's go to the preset pack from the Inferno pack. And we have a bunch of acid sounds in there. Let's see which one will work for this track. It's cool. Oh, I actually like this one. Start creating a loop with this. It can be really simple and repetitive. Or this one. And let's remove some notes to create a better rhythm. Extend this one. Fairly simple, but that's the key when making techno. You don't want to overcomplicate things, which also counts for a lot of other music. But anyways, the velocity of the MIDI notes for this preset are linked to the filter cutoff and the wavetable position. And I think it's just easier to explain when I press a note. So when I press a note softly, it sounds like this. And when I press it like really loud, you see the sound changes. Let's lower this down for a second and the cutoff as well. And now I can start messing around with the velocity with these like sliders over here. Create a nice groove or pattern. Can even go crazier like this. Let's just leave it like that. Maybe copy this. Let's just leave it the same actually. Nice acid loop. Let's add it on top of the other elements so we know what it sounds like. Already getting really techno. But the acid sound needs some work. Let's put it in a mixer channel by pressing Ctrl L. Let's first start with an EQ to cut out the low frequencies because you don't really want these low frequencies in your acid sounds because the kick and the rolling bass is already covering a lot of the low end. So otherwise you get clashing frequencies in there. Let's create a low cut and start putting it back up. I think around 100 Hz will do. Maybe lower this down. Well, that sounds great. Let's add a reverb to make it a little bit less dry. Just a little bit. Delay can work as well, maybe. Let's set the time to 3. Lower down the feedback and create a filter. Just a low wet level. And what's mainly clashing with kick is that it's not having sidechain. So let's add a kickstart. I also have kickstart too, but I don't know why I'm still using one. Let's lower down a little bit of the cutoff and the wavetable position of this sound. And to automate both the wavetable position and the cutoff at the same time with the same automation clip, I'm going to assign a mod wheel to the wavetable position and to the cutoff as well. And this way I can use the mod wheel over here or on the keyboard to mess with the sound. Really getting the techno vibe. Let's add another synth sound to this. I want to go for something like a stab that can hit at the first kick every 4 or 8 bars. Let's go with a preset lead, I think. Good work. Let's look further. It's a little bit too much of a detuned sound. Over. This one actually sounds great. Let's put the root note of the track, which is C. Go for a lower octave. Let's put it on the first kick. Right now, it feels like it's not matching with the other elements. And that's probably because I needed to be more in the background. Let's put this in a mixer channel. Remove a lot of the frequencies, like the low end, as the high end as well, I think. So it's just in the background. That's something I'm going to do with the reverb as well. Put down the dry level. Bring back a little bit of the low end. Maybe even another octave down. That sounds great. Let's add some delay before the reverb. And of course some side chaining. Maybe add more reverb so it continues to play. Like a really long reverb tail. I feel like there's missing some groove. And to add some groove, I'm going to be using percussion and toms. So let's start with some toms first. This one maybe. Maybe a different one. Let's EQ this so it matches with the kick. Remove the low frequencies until around, let's see. It's a bit too much, I think. Add some distortion to it or saturation with Decapitator. And some reverb, just a really short reverb with Valhalla Room. Let's put it down. Let's look for some percussion shots as well. I'm going to be adding a lot of reverb to them. Just looking for the right one. Right there. Let's put it in a new track. Let's drown it in reverb and filter it. Go first in EQ to filter down. And reverb. A lot of reverb. Maybe another one. This one maybe. And put it in the same mixer channel. That sounds great for now. I want to add another synth maybe, just to fill up some more space. I want to go for this FM kind of shot. I believe we have it in there. Called this one. Let's see how that sounds. Just really low. I want to layer it with the percussion at the end, so over here. Just a one shot basically. The synth has too much low end, so again, EQ every sound you have. Maybe add some distortion. Sounds great. Kickstart as well. Just a little bit. Just adding something extra to the percussion. Few more things I want to add is some extra ambience. This choir sound. I think it's already in the right key. Could be C. And we can cut it right there and add some sidechaining to it. And the final thing I want to add before we start moving on to the arrangement and the vocals is a top melody, some simple techno melody. Let's go for a preset called, let's see, we need a lead probably. A bit too loud. Exactly this one. Let's make this a little bit longer so we have more space for melody. I'm just gonna record something on my keyboard, just a basic melody. So let's hit play. Should be longer. I have to record in a different pattern for that. Now it's in pattern 2. Let's try again. Like that. Quantize it by hitting Control Q, I think. There we go. That's better. Put in a mixer channel. EQ. Reverb to put it more in the background of the track. And this is a melody that we'll introduce later on in track. Now we have a great 8-bar loop with all the elements that I want to be in there. So now it's time to arrange it in a nice way. Let's move it all the way to the right so we have space for the arrangement. Let's put it at like, I don't know, 2 minutes or something to do the job. I want to start with the kick, just basically the kick. And the kick is something that we'll be playing almost throughout the whole track. Maybe at the build up, not. But for the rest, it should be playing all the time. I'm going to add a low cut to the kick. So we only have like top kick, which sounds like this. This is just to introduce the listener to the kick for the intro. Something like this should do. And then the filter goes down and you can hear the full kick. So let's find the sweet spot over here. Let's copy the kick and then over here it should go down so the filter turns off. Create an automation clip for it. Oh wait, let's try again. Create an automation clip like this and then lower it down over here. I'm adding this stop here by removing the kick, so the listener knows what's coming. It's a very common thing that's used in techno tracks. So here's the full kick. Let's also add this ambience. Let's copy this. Then at the 17th bar, I'm going to introduce the head. So we have a 16 bar intro and then the head comes in. Just the closed head, the fast one. Let's copy this again. And again. And then over here, I'm going to introduce the open head. So copy it over there. Copy it again. I shouldn't forget to add the automations of the heads as well, of the closed head, because it makes it more interesting. Maybe add the stop of the kick again over here. And create an automation for this. Doesn't do anything. That's not right, I think. Should start here. So the open head should start here. That makes more sense. Because now I'm thinking of a way in 16 bars. So every 16 bars, something new is introduced. So over here we have just the kick. Then at the 17th bar, the hi-hat comes in. Then over here, the open hi-hat comes in. And then, let's extend this a little bit. Something new should start here. Oh, wait. Remove this actually. Let's also add the percussion there. Same with the hi-hat. Nice introduction to the percussion. Let's see, maybe you can bring in some more elements like the acid 303 sound. Maybe remove the vocal ambience over here. Then it should start at hi-hat part. Right now I feel like the 303 is coming a little bit in too hard. So I'm going to automate the filter of it by applying an EQ. and then a high cut, and then like tweak it. So it's filtered when it's first coming in. And then the filter opens up. Let's automate that for the whole track. Adding the Synth Stab in there. And then let's start building it down and up again to create a nice impact for it's called the drop. Let's see, it's auto saving. Copy the asset sound again. And then I want the kind of drop to hit over here. So let's remove this and put this part in there, over here. So right now I'm filtering the kick, so it doesn't have low end, and then the kick will hit harder over here. Let's remove the kick over here. Let's make the hi-hat thing as well. Now you kind of have this nice impact. Let's add a snare fill to this. Just a 909 snare will do. This one, I think. Let's lower this over here. Making sure it's in the right BPM. Add some uplifters, create a nice build up. We're almost getting there. Let's remove the ambience here as well, so we have more kind of pause in there. Let's move the hi-hat here. Copy this part. want to add a typical techno vocal to the track. We have some vocals in the pack actually.
Aftermath. Escape. Eternal.
Drugs.
After party.
Acid.
Aftermath. Eternal.
Industrial.
Infected. Acid.
Acid revel.
Aftermath. After party. Alive.
This one sounds cool. Put it just before the drop hits.
Alive.
And let's add a bunch of effects.
Alive.
Like delay and reverb.
Alive.
Radio filter. And then reverb. Great. Let's put it here as well. Let's move the snare, fill and uplifter to here as well, so the listener knows that there's something coming. Let's add an impact to this part because the transition feels a little bit sudden now. Just this one. Maybe the uplifter again. This one sounds better. Let's add an automation for the low frequencies for the acid sound as well. So it gets filtered out a little bit more. And that's almost it. The last thing I want to do is to automate the mod wheel of the acid. So you can add some variations to the sound. Let's go to modulation wheel. Let's start tweaking it. Let's build it up during the build up. I forgot one thing, and that's to add a ride loop to the track. Just a 909 ride. You hear it in so many techno tracks, like this one. Just really basic, but it will add something to the track. For this one. And that's it for this track. I think I made it in a little bit more than 1 hour, but I think that doesn't mind because I tried to show all the elements that were needed for this track. If you have any questions about basically anything in this video, feel free to drop a comment and I will try to help you on there. Now I will play a part of the track again so you know what the final result sounds like. Alright, that's it for this video. Make sure to follow us on Instagram for more producer related content. And for now, I want to thank you guys so much for watching and I hope to see you in another video.